fight.
We sort of touched on it here. We got this big card coming up here on Saturday, UFC 259, and we've discussed it briefly, but the main event is super intriguing to me with Adesanya moving up, fighting on Blachowicz. How do you look at that fight? Because I think Izzy's almost a 3-1 favorite in the fight. I see it more as a pick-em. How do you look at the fight?
Okay. Where to begin? Because there are so many stories going into this fight, and the story's not being a good job told because you're counting 50% of that telling on Jan Blachowicz, who can't entertain anybody, sadly, because he's a great fighter. And the one thing about Blachowicz, he only has to hit you one time, and he has 25 minutes to do it. He could lose round 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half. He hits you that one time. He's one of those guys. You'll remember, of course, when Yair Rodriguez, 1 second left in a fight that he's losing, he lifts an elbow up and puts Korean Zombie down. So things do happen in a flash when you fight that way. And if Adesanya goes out there and is more athletic and a little faster and starts touching him, one thing that we do see those great strikers do over time is they get comfortable. And if he gets comfortable ever in this match and Blachowicz can hit him one time with that Polish power, it could change the night. I think skill for skill, move for move, I think you have a different class of guy. I think Adesanya represents the next wave of guy. But I would fear Blachowicz. I would fear that power if I was his opponent.
You know, the other thing, too, is that cage. I've been there several times now. That cage at the Apex is far smaller than the cage that they fight in Abu Dhabi. It's dramatically different, and I think that obviously plays and helps Blachowicz.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I agree. How much do you put into sort of, I always look at the intangibles, but, if Izzy loses this fight, maybe the John Jones fight's gone. Maybe there's a lot of opportunities that won't happen for him if he loses this fight, but he's still the middleweight champion. He could go back down and still take a fight there. I think the pressure here is more on Jan with the sense that if he loses this at 38 years old, will he get another opportunity at a title fight? He's not going to get a rematch. I highly doubt that, depending on how the fight goes. But do you look at that as well in terms of the pressure going into the fight?
Oh, fully. I fully agree to that. Anytime you have a littler guy coming to you, I mean, that's just playground rules. Well, he was bigger than me. We have a perception. Perception is reality that whoever's bigger is better, is badder. We've been confronted time and time again that it's never been a size advantage. It's been a size disadvantage, but it will still be viewed that way. Yes, I think that's Blachowicz's belt. I think it's his to protect, and I would certainly think between the two, he's got more pressure.
Yeah, Jim, what do you make of that? Because we've seen that before, where a fighter can, again, you get the circumstance, the age, all these things. Do you think that does play a role in the fight?
Well, 100%. Look what's been going on lately with the UFC. Not that they're doing anything wrong, but they're kind of looking at all those athletes that have been around for a long time, a little older. They were at the top and they're slowly kind of declining. Maybe there's a fight left on their contract, or there's no fights, and they don't re-sign them. And it's at the end of the day, it is a big business, right? Entertainment matters. And someone like Blachowicz, who like Joe is not really the most, fun guy, I guess, when it comes to the sport. So being 38, I don't know where he's out of his contract. I'm sure he probably signed a new one at some point. He goes and loses. I don't know. Are you going to go and sign a guy who's 24, 25, who's a big prospect, and pay them, 12 and 12, or are you going to continue to pay Jan, who's, lost, and now what? Depends on where his contract at, right? I think he's got a ton of pressure on him.
Yeah, let's kick it off. Jab, cross to the beat, beating you MMA. Heat is the main course of the feast. Lynch on sports, the force. He's got his ears to the streets. Uppercutting with knowledge, shaking the brain with breakdowns of the game with that original flow. Head kicks with the pros, picks of the fights or anything in the